Okay, this is John as the man. I just wanted to respond to this guy's video. Religion Without Dogma and Fear by Sarah Hun 06. I don't even know if I got that right, but whatever. It's actually a video response to someone else, so I actually kind of feel bad that I'm responding to it, because then will probably want to respond to me, but you don't have to respond to me. I just had some time to kill, so that's why I'm doing this. And it's Halloween, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't get a costume, and that's a whole nother deal. Oh, you're a Christian that celebrates Halloween. It's a whole nother video. Uh, yeah, I just wanted to talk about him basically talking about Brock and saying, okay, yeah, he's purposely misleading people and he's not really true about his agenda, and that's why I'm gonna not even gonna talk to him. And I'm saying, well, I mean, I look at a lot of the atheists, the top atheists on YouTube, and I don't really think that they're being honest with you about their real agenda. I mean, because I kind of see them talking about just this one general, just a trust in the government, and just they kind of really push the agenda of the government and the large corporations that run it, the same way science does. And what I mean by this is they basically don't want you to question the government. Like, say, the free thinker will post a anti 9/11 conspiracy theorist, like, okay, you're crazy if you ever question the government's actions in 9/11, you know, and just the general thunderfoot spreading swine flu fears. Take the vaccine now, or else you're gonna die. And then, oh, I know I said that last year, but I'm serious this time. Same thing. I don't think the atheist leaders, your leaders, are really being honest with you about their real agenda. And with that being said, he also talks about yeah, well, echoes the same thing I've heard so many atheists say. Atheism, how could you compare it to religion? You're basically saying we're the same as you, and it's not like that. And I'm like, actually, I wouldn't really say that the atheist religion is the same as, say, a Christian, because I'm a Christian and I don't really have that much faith. And I look at the atheists, and I must say they have a lot more faith than me. I mean, just a lot more faith. I mean, just for example, you look at just something small like say, heaven or hell, or things like that, and then I look at somebody who's died and going back from the dead, and they basically like, okay, well, there is a heaven and hell because I've been there, you know, and then the atheists would go on top of that, like, well, there is no heaven and hell, it can't exist, I haven't seen it, so it doesn't exist, and you're stupid for believing it. And I'm like, just the sheer arrogance of that, like, it kind of reminds me of the day after tomorrow, where like the snow froze over and they're trying to walk on it down south, and the kids trying to tell them like, no, stay in, the storm's gonna get really bad. My dad told me, he's a weatherologist, and he's like, oh no, that's an unnecessary risk. We're going. And I know if I was in that situation, I'd be like, who the heck are you? I mean, his dad's a weatherologist. He obviously knows more than you. Why would I take your word over his? And the same thing with atheists. Like, they really do expect you to take their word over someone who's actually been there. Like, to me, the faith that you have to be an atheist, and look at that guy who's actually been there, like, oh yeah, hell exists because I've been there, and be like, no, it doesn't. It's a lot more faith than I could ever have. But with that being said, he's like, okay, well, even if it is a religion, it can't possibly be as dangerous as Christianity. And I mean, since I've talked to so many atheists, I already know what he's gonna say if I'm asking the question, like, what do you mean by dangerous? He's gonna try to, you know, pin some kind of, okay, well, they were responsible for the Holocaust, or just something stupid, or the Spanish Inquisitions, or the witch trials, and all this other stuff, and that's how dangerous your religion is. And to me, things like the Holocaust. I mean, if you really look at the Holocaust, I mean, I've covered this in a lot of my other videos. The Catholic Church and how that's not really Christian; it's actually pagan. You know, but then I've had people like, well, Christian is pagan, and I'm like, no, not really, not, because Jesus was around long before, the Catholic Church and Constantine and all that BS. Um, that's a whole nother video. I'm trying to focus on this one. He's like, okay, it can't be as dangerous, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't understand what could be as dangerous. I mean, to me, atheism is really dangerous. I mean, if you look at it, you know, because I've heard these people that will be like, okay, how could you say that you don't look to the Bible for your rights? You look to the Constitution because people give you your rights. And I got mad at that. Like, what the heck? You know how dangerous that is? People don't give you your rights. God gives you your rights. You know? And then people were like, the atheists were actually getting mad at me. Like, no, how could you say that? People control my basic human rights. And I'm like, dog. So to me, that is more dangerous than anything. Believing that you are not in control of your basic human rights, that these weren't just implanted to you by God, whether you be atheist or Christian. You don't just have certain rights that are just yours, like say the right to be free, the right, you know, to live, you know, just simple things, you know, that doesn't belong to the government, but the atheist philosophy would teach you that it does. So kind of like unlike you, I'm actually going to tell you exactly why I think atheism is a lot more dangerous than Christianity, and there's my reason. So that's basically all I got to say to you. Peace. I'm going to do some more videos.